All right, so next up here, 9-year-old Batman Arkham Knight is beating Suicide Squad's Steam player count. So Rocksteady's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is struggling to attract much of a player base on Steam, as the game is currently being outdone by the studio's own Batman Arkham Knight, a game that's nearly 9 years old at this point. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been fighting an uphill battle ever since it was announced to be a live service game, with many fans outright rejecting the concept. Suicide Squad game release date was pushed back following an incredibly negative initial reaction to its gameplay, with many fans expressing disappointment that Rocksteady was abandoning its single-player roots for a live service co-op shooter. Suicide Squad's launch has been slightly more positive, but the game still has proven to be incredibly divisive. Some Suicide Squad game reviews have praised its action and story, while others have knocked its repetitive missions and live service elements. To its credit, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League currently has a very positive overall rating on Steam, so the game clearly has its fans. The problem is that there are not enough people playing it, with 4,087 players in-game right now, according to Steambase.io, while Rocksteady's 9-year-old Batman Arkham Knight has 4,391 players in-game. It's possible that these numbers are off, but regardless, it's clear that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is having a serious problem with getting people to actually buy and play the game. The situation seems grim, but it doesn't mean that the game can't have some kind of comeback. Suicide Squad's positive user reviews indicate that there are those who do genuinely enjoy the game, and it's possible that word of mouth could convince more people to pick it up. Beyond that, it could be that Suicide Squad is enjoying a much higher player count on consoles instead of Steam, though at this point it's unclear exactly how well it's doing on PlayStation and Xbox. Suicide Squad's live service nature seems to have driven off many players, but it could also be what convinces people to return to it down the line. Suicide Squad has multiple seasons of content planned that will introduce new playable characters like the Joker and continue the story that started with the base game. This new content has a chance of bringing lapsed players back to the game, as well as bringing newcomers into the fold. Combine that with the price drop, or maybe bringing the game to a subscription service like PS Plus or Xbox Game Pass, and perhaps Suicide Squad can get a second win. Time will tell if Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is able to bounce back from its rocky start, or if it ends up suffering the same fate as the Avengers live service game. So I've watched some people play the Suicide Squad game. This is Rocksteady. Rocksteady was the ones who did the Arkham games. This is supposed to be like their culmination. This is their swan song to their DC universe or whatever. It's weird that they're using the Suicide Squad and also them killing the Justice League, which apparently you do in the game.
Going over well.
Yeah, as a way to like conclude their story, which I mean, all right.
It's like an offshoot storyline. I don't mind the story at all.
It's not going over well.
It has something to do with Brainiac taking over. He's the main bad guy or something like that. And there have been things like this in comics before.
Sure.
Yeah. But what I mean, other than the fans being outraged that like you're actively killing the members of the Justice League and like, you know, doing all that stuff.
Yeah, you got a trash game you're putting out there.
They're not excited about a live service game, which I get. You're going to drop what?
I get
70,
that,
yeah. You're going to drop $70 on this game, and it's going to be
70.
Like, yeah,
$69.99, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Nobody's dropping that on this,
right? So it's going to be.
I might buy if it drops to 30.
Yeah,
I mean, if I can get a discount, I might fuck with it. But
yeah,
70.
Yeah, and not only that, but like they're also planning DLC, which I assume is going
probably
to be
$20.
Yeah, paid DLC for new characters and a couple of story missions.
You gotta buy the DLC.
I'm assuming.
I feel like if you buy the game, you get all that. Come on.
Yeah. So I mean, this probably would have went over better if it was a free to play with like a battle pass with microtransactions.
What the fuck is Rocksteady doing?
why would you transition from making the greatest Batman games of all time into
just shit on people?
Well, into a live games service like this. That's a weird way. And not only that, but instead of
don't work.
Well, instead of you playing the characters that you want to play with, which is the Justice League, you're playing the Suicide Squad killing the Justice League.
You're playing the villains.
Yeah, so I get they're wanting to kind of think outside the box here and do something a little bit different, but this was not a great idea.
It's trash.
I don't think it's trash. I just don't think it's a good idea.
It's trash.
I think if it was its own thing, like if it wasn't a continuation from the story itself, I think if it was just its own self game, I think it'd be okay. Because I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea. Yeah, if it stood alone, I think it would have been better. Because like even Corey said himself, even in the comics, they've had like things like this. Like I don't think.
But they're always like what if stories. They're never
what if. Yeah, this could have been
what if going on.
It could have been a what if type game, and I think it being like part of the story for one, and the fact that they're changing it from that to that is what hurts the game so bad. I don't think the actual idea of you getting to play the Suicide Squad to kill the Justice League is a bad idea. Because I mean that is definitely outside the box. I definitely think if it was its own thing, it would be. But the fact that it's not, I guess I could see that. Like, because how they're going to go on with the story from here? Reset?
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean?
I think
here we go again, reset.
Well, I think that this is going to be the last game that Rocksteady makes with DC. So it's like I said, this was their swan song. It's like, we're wrapping everything up here. And in our world, the Suicide Squad has to kill the Justice League because of Brainiac and all this other stuff's going on. So it's like, and then from leaks that are going around, it's like the ending of Suicide Squad was like,
I'll do it.
It doesn't.
It's that, right?
No. They're saying that they're going to bring some of the Justice League back in DLC, but it's going to take place after the ending of the game. So it's like, did you really kill them? So what even is it?
So what is the ending of the game?
It's a cop out. It's a fake out. It's a.
Does they really kill the Justice League?
No, we didn't kill them. They're coming back.
Or they're
the main villains.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, and this is like, comic book and all that stuff, but it's like Brainiac could have captured them, created like robotic versions or something of them.
That's
like
what he does.
There's a couple of ways they could have handled this, but it's like people are going into this like we're killing. Yeah, we're killing our favorite characters here. So what are we doing?
Yeah.
I like the idea of it, man. I always love reading the what ifs.
Too. I think that's cool. I like
that's
that.
Not
like,
an issue
look, don't get me wrong. I like Heroes.
If they would have made it more like an Arkham game where it was a single player and you just get to go through the story, because I've seen some of the gameplay and some of the cutscenes, and I gotta say, there's some moments that I've seen in there that I think are really fucking cool.
Arkham's blast them. It's fucking up there.
Yeah. So live service game. It's the same thing that happened with Avengers. And
it is.
And then Square Enix,
which wasn't a terrible game, but it wasn't great either.
Right. and that's the thing. They're trying to like the thing with Arkham and with the Batman games is you got so much content right out of the gate. You're able to drop in, spend 25, 30, 40, 50 hours in this Batman world, and like you get what you pay for out of that.
Yeah.
This is more like jump on with some friends, continue to do a lot of these missions over and over again, build your character up, do all this.
Yeah. I'm not about that. That part I'm not about. It was like Arkham, where it's like a story. But you can play the characters, like maybe like you can pick who you want, or maybe like certain missions require you have to play certain characters. Oh my god, but yeah. I don't know. Dude, I just like the idea.
I feel like that's my biggest issue.
I still like the idea
with this game is that it is like they've said, it is a sequel to the Arkham games. It's us wrapping up a universe. and then they gave us that. If it's a sequel to Arkham games, just keep the same fucking formula, dude. It works so well.
Why can't they do that?
I don't know. Well, and they started.
All you have to do is make different
That's where they
portions
went
of the
wrong.
game
Why can't they do
where
that?
you just get to play different, like members of the Suicide Squad for different missions.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why
And
can't they?
they started experimenting with something like this on Arkham. What was it? Arkham Knights or the last, where you play as Batgirl, Nightwing, Robin. So, they had co-op. They had co-op and all that kind of stuff in that. So that's where they started kind of like expanding out their scope.
Transitioning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that was it.
What the problem, this is the main problem that I see with it. People view like, all right, you look at games, and we just talked about them. You look at games like Valorant, Counter-Strike, Call of Duty. These studios are making billions of dollars on people that are playing live service games, that are buying cosmetics and all this kind of stuff. You can take a property like Justice League or Avengers and make a live service game out of it. You just got to approach it from the right angle. What people really want,
about Simeon?
what people really want is like the Spider-Man 2 experience, and that's what they're paying for. That's what Spider-Man. They want. So
they loved it.
I mean,
I'm going to buy it.
Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's
I
get a discount. I got a thing. I got a coupon.
Right.
$30. Man.
So I understand, like, they want to make something that they can make a ton more money off of, as opposed to like a one and done purchase from their consumer base. But like, read the room, read the consumer base. Your consumers want this one and done purchase to enjoy the story.
Game.
Well, they want to enjoy the story that you're willing to tell, and you've proven yourself as being an incredible storyteller over the course of 3 Arkham games. Plus,
I gotta spend fucking $500. Like,
right. So it's weird, but I mean, Square pivoted with the Guardians of the Galaxy game, which I heard was amazing.
That one. Mm-hmm.
So, like, compared to the Avengers game, everybody's like, "This is
better than that one."
Yeah, this is what people wanted, and even though it's Guardians of the Galaxy,
these games up, like,
they're trying to make. They want to make the COD money,
but it's like these shit should be popping.
I know, but they want the COD money, and by trying to get the COD money, they're trying to make something that players don't really want.
They're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
We'll buy this. We'll level you up.
So I don't know if the price drops on it, all that stuff. Maybe like this will definitely be a free game on Epic at some point that I'm going to pick up and play.
What game?
The Suicide Squad game.
Oh,
but I'm not spending
$70.
You
dropping $50. Oh, $70?
Yeah, and then when
is
you
that the price?
Yes.
And holy then shit!
Yeah, and then when you look at the
rent, you dropping rent on a game?
Yeah, and when you look at it says that it takes 10 hours to beat the game. So are you going to drop $70 on something that takes 10 hours?
3 days?
Where I played the Arkham games, Arkham City, I played it for like 200 hours or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they're like, 10 hours will get you, $70. Like,
But they want people to come back. They want people to level their characters up, get their characters all this cool stuff, blah, blah, blah. Buy the cosmetic stuff, get the DLC when it comes out. It's just a weird
doo-doo.
It's a weird model for a game like Rocksteady to put out.
Rocksteady. That's where we're at.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
But hey, I mean, who knows? They could do something else. It's
a company.
Rocksteady's only put out a handful of games. They put out Urban Chaos and then the Batman game.
The Arkham games?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, those are great games.
Yeah. So
I mean,
they've been around for 19 years.
been had.
So it
19?
Yeah. So it makes sense why they want to get away from making DC games. I get it. But you should have went out on some. I mean,
I don't know. Like
you're telling a Batman story this whole time. Why are we not ending on a Batman story?
Yeah. Where's your Batman game?
Or a Superman game. Something.
Oh.
Could you imagine a Batman v Superman type game? Like, they could have done so much better than this, in my opinion. But Suicide Squad.
Apparently. Well, I mean, I don't know.
It's got a Metacritic score of 70.
70?
Yeah. It's not bad, but it's not good. 10 hours, $70.
I mean, we're kind of 50-50 on it too, though.
Yeah. Just doesn't, I don't know. I want to be Batman. Like, I enjoyed those games. I just want to be Batman, you know?
Yeah, I want to put the cape on.
Yeah, the cow.
I want to run around.
Yeah.
Act a fool.
Punch people.
Want the hood rat shit.
You can always put the cape on, Dirt.
I mean, I look at the cow. I'm like, what's up? I'm winning. Because Batman always fucking wins.
Yeah, I'm winning.
Always. Batman.
In every comic?
Yes.
Even the ones where he dies.
He still wins.